EA Sports and the RNA are proud to present opening round coverage of the Open Championship. This is a good-looking shot. Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
This one just requires a little bit of focus. You get the sense now with that birdie that our young star, so explosive, is setting himself up for a big weekend run. Frank, how do you like the 12th hole here at St. Andrews?
Well, it's a beautiful par 4. You start to see the village of St. Andrews in the background, Eden Estuary to the right, and also decision time. If you're long enough, it's certainly worth having a crack at this par 4 with your tee shot. But if you're not a long hitter, then you've really got to worry about those 4 beautifully and well strategic positioned bunkers in the middle of the fairway.
Straightforward pitch shot here, 35 yards. It is a windy day out here, Frank. My hat just blew off. This is going to affect the players' shots, that's for sure. Birdie try up next, and it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy.
All things pointed to a good week. Birdie there, very important right now.
Playing some good golf. Let's go down now to hole number 13. Frank, it's only the first round, but you're a believer that these can be as important as the final round.
Well, if you get yourself in contention, Rich, then obviously you get the momentum much easier, and the feeling of being in the hunt. That's going to give you the adrenaline rush, and you'll breeze through 4 rounds.
We moved that one out there, but he is not going to like the lie.
That moved down in the rough.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Just slides by.
Yeah, can't afford to miss too many of those out here today.
So a tester from 4 feet. Knocks that putt in for par to stay at 3 under. Frank, the 14th is a big par 5, chance to make a big move, but also possibility of making a big number if you're not careful.
Yeah, you've got to be very aware of the out of bounds on the right side, even though it does move to the right. Ideal tee shot is down the right side. That gets very close to that, because then that opens up the second shot and keeps that tee shot away from that crop of bunkers called the birdies. There's a big cross bunker up ahead that has to be avoided for the second shot. If you're long enough, you can reach this par 5 and 2, but this green, with so many undulations, that it is anything other than flat.
He's set up for his 3rd shot here, looking to get it on the green with this. That is a beauty, a real beauty. Getting set now over the putt. Frank, this is a good position to be in for a player. Making birdies, making some moves.
Starting to get the momentum, too, for the finish.
There you have it, Frank. The first round is a wrap. We saw some good golf out there.
It was certainly a fun round to watch. There's a lot of great players in this field, and this is such an exciting venue. I just can't wait to see what happens the rest of the championship.
EA Sports and the R&A are proud to present second round coverage of the Open Championship. Long drive, but a bad lie.
Wicked.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Frank, not close, but from that lie, not bad.
Oh, that's excellent. Seriously, given the conditions, Rich. It's no snack, though.
Oh, I thought he had that. Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
Nothing wrong with that par putt. Headed for home now, partner. The 16th hole, and what are we looking at here?
Well, you have to avoid the principal's nose. Otherwise, you're going to finish up in the principal's office.
I mean, he just blasted it down the fairway, well over 325 yards. Settles in, looking to knock it in tight. Frank, I think what sets golf apart from other sports is that the fan can get so close to the great athlete as the round is being played.
Yeah, well, that's why the sport itself, and we consider it more intimate for that reason. You know, most golf spectators play the game. Whereas other sports, you don't see NFL players sitting in the grandstand. You see spectators, but most golf fans are golfers.
Simple, solid, and he'll take it.
But one that you need to make.
Frank, this really is an amazing hole, the road hole, 17 at the old course.
Yeah, the biggest problem really is the tee shot right in front of you. How brave are you? How much can you take it over the corner of that clubhouse? You'll see a sign in front of you.
Well, this is always one of the toughest moments in any round. You've made a mistake, you hit it OB, you're disappointed, but you have to regroup, you have to focus, and try to get this next one in play. This will be the third shot after being penalized for going out of bounds. So, Frank, on this approach shot, really all you can do is try to salvage a bogey.
Yeah, just too many mistakes in the compiling. So if you can get out here with a bogey, in some respects, that's a result. And it was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
And he's made it onto the green now.
Even par, currently.
Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
Frank, here at the 18th, so much history has been made through the years.
Yeah, one of my favorite memories, I remember Jack Nicklaus when he beat Doug Sanders in that playoff. The famous sort of short putt that Doug Sanders missed. But really, the great moment that stands out was Seve making that 15-footer across the hill in 1984 wearing the blue sweater. Not only did he win the Open Championship, but he beat a tremendous field that included Bernard Langer, Tom Watson, Fred Couples, Lanny Watkins, Faldo, and Greg Norman. It was an amazing Open Championship.
And I love that fist pump. It was pure Seve, all that fire, all that passion came flying out. And that's where you just sort of fell in love with the game. Frank, we haven't seen a whole lot of that, but no doubt it feels good. So that is the end of the second round. I can't wait to get back at it tomorrow, Frank.
We got a great leaderboard right now, Rich. So many players in contention. Golf course, there's enough blend of good and hard holes. Really, it's up for grabs.
PGA Sports and the R&A are proud to present third round coverage of the Open Championship.
That's fine.
Players bracing against these strong, gusty winds. Really a challenge out there. In the fairway, shouldn't be more than 200 yards to the flagstick. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. That's well played. Now a good look at birdie. Made par yesterday. This one for birdie. Starting to move now, Frank, on this leaderboard.
Certainly going all in the positive direction. He's in the middle of the pack, now top 15.
Hole number 5 of the first par 5 we've seen today. This fairway looks like it narrows quite a bit, Frank. Are you thinking eagle when you step up onto the tee?
Well, you could, especially if you've got a little bit of breeze behind you, but it's quite wide in the driving area with the exception of those 3 bunkers on the right that just sort of pop out. But if you can get it past those, this par 5, very reachable.
Well, you can see a little bit off balance on the tee, and that one is going to be in the rough. Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie. We are about 170 yards from the hole. I like the looks of this one. Frank, it's not about getting the ball close to the hole. From that spot,
Well, he had no chance to get it close. I thought he had very, very, very little chance of getting it on the green. So given that, that was a very good shot. A few more birdies like that, Rich, you never know, just might sneak place on the podium.
in the top 10 right now. Now to the 374-yard par 4 sixth, another scoring opportunity.
Just be very careful of the wind conditions here because that'll affect the strategy off the tee, but bunkers left and right to be avoided.
Wow, that is a monster drive down there, about 315 yards. Second shot, good look at the green. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
Starting to make a nice move. 5 under with that birdie for the tournament. Back here at the Open Championship on the 7th hole here at the old course.
Yeah, blind tee shot. This is one hole that really does advantage the long hitter. They can get it very close to this green, but this green has got some amazing undulations in it.
Just a solid shot here at number 7, right where you want to be. Now our featured golfer setting up for another approach. Really needs to get something going here, Frank.
And that green right now must look like the size of a thimble.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. And to generate some momentum here at the 7th hole. This for birdie. Now this for birdie came away with par in the previous round. Well, Frank, it's our job to get excited.
You can't when you leave it short, though.
I'm sad.
He's making my job hard.
And he makes it for par. Now to the par 3/8. Frank, what's the best way to go at it?
Well, for these players, straight at the flag. This is the first par 3 you'll see, and a good chance to make 2 coming up ahead. But we do see a lot of long putts here with an errant tee shot.
Didn't check, Frank.
Yeah, just not enough spin on that, really. I mean, that almost like took that first bounce and just ricocheted forward.
Solid play, heart of the green. This one just requires a little bit of focus. So close. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Frank, they didn't have any openings at EA Sports Basketball because, I mean, this is just brutal to watch. Frank, the old course all about avoiding the pot bunkers. They're so nasty. This is a good example here, the 9th hole.
Yeah, the pot bunkers really to be avoided, the ones in the middle of the fairway, but there are some that sneak in on the left side, plus that gorse on the left. If you can carry that last one, which is called the end hole, then there's a chance to perhaps drive the screen.
Not on the fairway here. This could be a tough shot coming up next. Second shot coming out of the rough here. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Final round coverage comes your way tomorrow for our entire crew. I'm Rich Lerner saying thanks for being with us on EA Sports, and so long for now. EA Sports and the RNA are proud to present final round coverage of the 144th Open Championship. Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. What a display of shot making this has been, Frank.
Oh, that incredible approach shot there. The easiest of birdies coming up.
Par yesterday. Now for birdie.
Rich, it's been a very good workmanlike performance. Yet another birdie.
Into the top 15 on the leaderboard. Uh-oh, this one's going left, Frank. Frank, better than we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, that looked like it was headed for that thick stuff the whole way, but a little fortunate. But then I guess you're allowed that in this game.
Needs a few more of those. That was a good birdie.
Yeah, this time, that one gets him in the top 10.
It's nice to roll in a 25-footer now and then. Those feel good. But still, there's nothing like hitting that perfect tee ball. Long, straight.
Yeah, you can puff out your chest, last to play, the advantage, holes shorter. Basically, the list goes on.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par.
Pretty good shot right there. and getting ready for the putt. He'll take par and move on. Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
Coming out of the rough and right up next to the hole. Not a gimme, but well within his range. That's an important birdie right there, into the top 5 on this leaderboard.
Well, there's so much at stake this week, Rich.
Frank, he is one of the longest hitters in the game, but at some point, you have to hit a fairway.
Yeah, he's certainly not the straightest. I think that was the bit you're going to put in the middle.
Frank landed it on the green.
It was never going to stop.
No chance. So getting set for a greenside bunker shot. Frank, when I think of the great bunker players in the history of the sport, I think about Gary Player, Seve Ballesteros, who you knew so well. What did they do that made them so effective on these greenside bunker shots?
They had an attitude for a start that was different. For them, they saw possibilities. And they would imagine the amount of sand. Remember, because this is the only shot in golf where you don't have to hit the ball first. So they would really choose the amount of sand behind the ball, whether that was an inch or 2. Aimed the club at that and made sure they followed through. Ah, nice.
Looks good. That is a fantastic long shot.
There's no way he could hit that without a tail breeze. Surely that breeze had to help there.
It is always so disappointing from that kind of a spot when you come up short.
Yeah, you're licking your chops over that one. A shot you think you could hit directly at the flag. Now, test for the short game.
And he's made it onto the green now. Settles in over the putt. Doesn't dig into the lead with that par, but Frank, sometimes, and you know this as well as anyone, you just have to kind of maintain your footing out there. We knew it right away. Picked up the tee, didn't even look at it. We can see it. It's perfect. Right down the middle of the fairway. Oh, get down. Look out.
It's over. The green.
Just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck?
And he has it, Frank.
I don't believe it.
Every once in a while you're reminded this is that's out of bounds and it'll cost him a shot. Now on his third shot after being penalized for going out of bounds.
Yeah, tough break really, Rich, on that last shot. It just got away from him.
And that is a monster hit right there. He carried that more than 350 yards. This is a good-looking shot. He'll take that one all day long. Very solid, about 15 feet away. It's a very makeable putt here. He is currently 5 under for his round. Ouch. We really can't afford to give away shots at this point in the tournament, Frank. Frank, is there a more famous landmark in the sport than the tiny Swoken Bridge?
I think when you think of this game, the way in which we've followed it and covered it, Rich, over the last decade plus, no. It is just symbolic, not just with this golf course, but the game of golf itself, because every great champion has managed to make his foray across to Scotland and play the old course and walk across that bridge.
Second shot. Good look at the green. That's a sensible approach shot right there. In good position on the green. Bogey here yesterday. Chance to better that today.
You want to know the difference between good scores and average scores? That.
Yeah, right there. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Good work right there. He'll settle for par. Well, that'll wrap up our coverage of the final round. This is Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports. We'll see you next week.